All right. Well, I'm grateful you're here too. I have, as you can see, I'm in my kitchen and I have three cameras to look at. So I got my Zoom and I got my going live on Facebook and then I've got my recordings. So I don't trust my laptop to do the recording to put it into the Facebook group and the other group. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. Me and technology don't always get along. So we got a lot of people joining tonight. I'm so happy you guys are here. So this week, we are discussing basically meal prep, kitchen hacks, tools, tips and tricks, snack ideas, food ideas. Wednesday, I'm going to cook you all lunch. Well, if you live right here in Phoenix, you can come by and have some. Oh boy, lots of people joining tonight. All right. So tonight I'm going to sort of break it down. I'll be presenting from the kitchen all week. So tonight I'm going to go over what to do before you meal prep. And then I'm going to go over how to save time, a lot of time, and money. All right. Oh shoot, it's giving me feedback. Why is that happening? All right, can you guys hear me okay? Test, test, test. Okay, it stopped. Awesome. All right, so before you're gonna do your meal prep, first thing I recommend that you do is you go into your pantry and you go into your refrigerator and you go into your freezer. You're preparing to go to the grocery store, but what the heck are you gonna get when you get there? So first thing you're gonna do is to kind of take an inventory of the things that you have, the things that you already have, so you don't have to rebuy everything. So if I go into my pantry and I see a jar of spaghetti sauce, I see a jar of enchilada sauce, something like that, and then I take inventory and I see I have some frozen turkey in the freezer. I can kind of get some ideas in my head of what I'm going to make. Oh, look, I could make some enchiladas or enchilada stew or a Mexican stew with my enchilada sauce, or I can make some spaghetti sauce, like I call that Italian stew, stuff like that. If you're still not sure what to do, there's a recipe called allrecipes.com. And in the search bar, this is what's really cool. In the search bar, if you can put ground turkey and tomato sauce, or ground turkey and marinara sauce, and it comes up. So I tried that today just to see how it worked, and it came up with stuffed cabbage, it came up with chili, it came up with that was about 6 or 8 different recipes. So then if I look at those recipes, I'm like, oh, well, I already have cabbage. I kind of forgot to write that down. I'm kind of on my way to already having stuff to prepare for stuffed cabbage. And of course, if you like stuffed cabbage, then you just look at that recipe, figure out what the rest of the ingredients are, and you can put those on your shopping list. So that's a good way to save the money. Now, when you get to the grocery store, and if you're like me and ground turkey is kind of a staple in your house, and it's on sale, and you want to pick up a few, and that way you do have some in the freezer for the next week when you take inventory. You're going to have some of your favorite things there. That way you always buy it on sale, and so you're not paying full price for it. So that's a great way to save money. Because a lot of times I would go to the store, and I'm in the mood for my Italian stew, and I'd get a jar of the spaghetti sauce, and I would get a pound of ground turkey, and I would get all the goodies that goes in my Italian stew, and I'd get home and realize I already had the sauce, I already had the turkey, and I paid full price this time. So if you kind of take an inventory first, and then go to allrecipes.com, and just in the search bar, put in the things that you have, and it'll help you create a recipe. Now, this is not a health and wellness website, so it's going to come up with cheesy pasta things, but pick out the stuff that you can do or substitute. If it calls for a chili, you're not going to put beans on the thing. All right, but you could throw some lentils in there. So that's a great way to substitute that. So you'll find ways to go around that. But that's a great way to save money and just, kind of utilize and kind of turn over the stuff that you already have. Some of my stuff in my cabinets, if you let it, it'll sit there for years. The jars of the sauces and the cans, they'll sit there for a long time. And then I keep rebuying the new stuff. So take your inventory first. Let's see. So my other tips. Now, if you guys are busy, again, saving time, you can order online. My roommate, you're going to meet her this week. She's going to make you all ice cream this week, at least if I can talk her into it. So, but she does not go to the grocery store. Very rarely does she go to the grocery store. She orders everything online. You guys can do that too. Walmart delivers. You can get it through Amazon. If you guys are in a pinch, you guys, I don't have time. One of the biggest things I hear from clients is I don't have time for meal prep. But there's lots and lots of ways to make this go fast and easy. So ordering online, ordering your groceries online is a great way to save an hour or so. You don't have to drive and you don't have to walk through the store. They just deliver it. So there's that. Like I said, when you see a deal on some of your staple, basic, favorite things, grab those and then freeze the meats or whatever those favorite things are, or just have a stock of it. I also, when I meal prep, I make a big giant batch, and then I put individual serving sizes of it in the freezer. So I'll eat some of it this week for lunch or dinner or whatever I'm making, and then I'll freeze the other half of it for 3 or 4 weeks from now. So that way I can kind of keep recycling. So that way I'll do some meal prep for this week, but I can also pull something out of the freezer that I made 3 or 4 or 5 weeks ago. And now I have a variety, and I really only had to make one meal. There's lots of ways to meal prep. You can make individual things like all your proteins, make a big salad, make your roasted vegetables. You can do separate things, or you can just do one thing. And for me personally, it's just easier. I make like stews and soups and chilies and things of that nature. That way all of my protein and vegetables are all in the same bowl, and all I got to do is heat it up. But at least I know I'm getting my proteins and my veggies, and I'm cooking with a little bit of the healthy fats, so I know that's in there too. I know all of my bases are covered. So freezing extra. Oh, so some vegetables. Here, let me just show you. You want to store some of your softer vegetables in water. That's a great way to store your softer vegetables. But tomorrow we will be working with some cilantro. Actually, tomorrow and Wednesday. Tomorrow is snacks and must-haves, things that you must always have in the house. So you're never in a pinch, you're never without, oh, I didn't have anything. Somebody else ate my thing. I'll fix that problem for you tomorrow. But this is, and it works for parsley, and it works for cilantro. I tried this with a glass. It's just water, but it keeps it fresh for at least a week, if not longer. Now, I tried it with fresh basil. The basil doesn't stay as long as the parsley and the cilantro. But that's a great way to save money too. And another thing you can do to save money, if I know I'm not going to use the rest of that this week, I can chop it up and put it in an ice cube tray. Oh, that's what I forgot to put out. My ice cube tray. One of your staple must-have tools. I'm going to go over tools right now anyway. But you can put it in an ice cube tray, put a little bit of olive or avocado oil in it, and then freeze it. And then a week or 2 weeks or 6 months down the line, you want to use your basil or your cilantro or your parsley. You're going to cook with it. You can add, pull that out of the ice cube tray, or once it's frozen, put it in a baggie. And that way you have actually fresh It's frozen, but you're not throwing it away. You're not wasting it. This is a great, great tool. You can use this for a lot of things. A lot of things. If you make too much lemon juice for your lemon drink for your cleanse, and there's too much, if you bought too many lemons or you squeeze too much lemon juice, freeze it, because it only lasts about 3 days in the freezer. That's why you have to fresh squeeze your own, because everything in the grocery store is pasteurized. So freeze your lemon juice as well. And that way you can throw it in a glass of ice. Now you have lemon water. You can throw it in a pan if you want to cook with some lemon. You can use it for whatever you would use lemon for. But you always have that fresh squeezed lemon juice. And you don't have to throw away your lemons if you use too much. So that's a great segue. I will segue into very important tools that you need. So your ice cube tray is one of them. And you can get these at the dollar store. So these are really, really, really handy. The mandolin, I'm going to go over that in a minute. I don't know if you guys can see, but this is a kitchen chopper, and it does all kinds of things. I'm actually going to demo that tonight. This is called the Submersion Blender. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but I make my pureed cauliflower with this, and I also puree yams or sweet potatoes with this, and those are really, really fun. Once you puree your yams or sweet potatoes, you can add cinnamon. You could add the Lakanto syrup for kind of almost a dessert carbohydrate. But this is really handy. Also, it came with this, and there's a little, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a blade in there. So if you just want to make a small amount of salad dressing, it just goes in here, and this is what will spin it. This will chop nuts. This it chops up your herbs, if you want to chop up your herbs. So this is really a tool that I think nobody should be without. I really, really like it, and I do use it. Not every day, not even every week, but I do use it pretty often. Next up, I have my NutriBullet. This one gets used often, and it has this. But this you can use to blend anything. Now, I make a lot of sauces with this. So I will, like for Wednesday, I'm going to take this cilantro, I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to add my avocado oil and my fresh garlic and my other ingredients, and I'm going to blend the whole thing. And that's what's going to make my sauce. But it's a nice, beautiful, I'll put the lemon juice in there. It's really good. I'm going to make a cilantro lime shrimp pasta. That's what's on the menu for lunch this Wednesday. So I will be making that for you. Hopefully, I wish we had smell-o-vision because it's pretty good. So this is, and another reason why these are cool is mine came with the NutriBullet book. And Debbie had one too. And so she has a whole book. And the beauty of this is, you guys, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, you want to go all in. And what happens is, you think, okay, I'm going to make a smoothie. What can I make? And you go through the book, and it talks about different health conditions, things to avoid, different phases. But if you're trying to have certain conditions, you want to do something good for your liver, something good for your kidney, you can dig in and get some good recipes over here. You can also Google some recipes for condition-specific smoothies. But the thing with this is, you want to develop what they call a healthy obsession for learning this stuff. So the more you can dig into these kinds of things, and you're making these smoothies and they're really good, or you're making these wonderful pesto sauces or cilantro lime sauce or whatever sauce you want to make, or your salad dressings, you can get a lot of good ideas from this. And this is a great way to go all in, because you will develop that healthy obsession, and it becomes fun rather than a chore. You start to get more excited about having these healthy options. So I don't go, or at least a Vitamix or a really good blender. I just happen to have the NutriBullet. But getting the recipe book with it, really going to help you want to dive in a little bit deeper. Also, I wanted to just draw this to your attention. Chosen Foods, obviously, that's the one that we recommend. You guys can see that. This is the salad dressing we recommend. But this little guy is 8 ounces, and these are like $8, sometimes $9 for this little tiny thing. So what I do is I'll buy the bottle, and you want to get the ones with a glass bottle. Glass is very important. We want to avoid plastic as much as humanly possible. So once I finish this, I'll wash it out. I put it through the dishwasher, and then now I have this, so when I make my own salad dressing, and it doesn't take up much room in the refrigerator, but if I have leftover, it's a nice glass jar that works perfectly. It's a right size. So save your glass jars. You know, you buy 1 or 2, and then I just kind of write on the outside. You can buy stickers to write whatever flavors you put in there, if it's pesto or whatever you've made. But this is just, it's, you know, it comes with, when you buy it, it just comes with, so have that. Also, you want to make sure you have containers. Now, you can start here with these kinds of plastic containers. And this, you know, if you have a lot of different meals you want to make, or if you make it per meal, like you have your vegetable and you have your protein, you want to make them separate, you want to do it that way, that's perfectly fine. Just start. You guys, you do not have to know this program perfectly. Just start, and you will start to learn it. You will start to pick it up. It will start to become natural. It will start to become your new normal. Now, that being said, I prefer that you avoid plastic. So I will recommend that you get the glass jars. Glass jars are really super important. And you want to get all the different sizes. As you can see, it's a bunch of different sizes. So I put sometimes leftover sauces, you know, in the little one, or a little bit of, if I have avocado left, I'll put it in these smaller ones. The larger ones, obviously, I put my meal prep in those. I can freeze these. They freeze okay. So that is definitely, glass dishes is definitely a must-have tool in your kitchen. And then also, now this is a popsicle mold. I don't recommend this one, because what happens is when I use, like, and I make popsicles with my protein shake. So, and if you don't have any chocolate, you can add cacao or cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder, to your chocolate shake and then pour it in, and you have little popsicles. The problem with this particular one is it's open. It's all the way open. So if I leave it in the freezer for more than a couple of days, the popsicles start to taste like the freezer. So what I would recommend is the ones where you pour it, it's almost into like a cylinder, and then you put the popsicle stick on the top of it. It's almost like a lid, and that way it's kind of sealed until you're ready to enjoy your popsicle. Now you can use this and take them out and wrap them, as long as you remember to do that. I always forget, and now my popsicles taste like the freezer. So just the little heads up on that. But these are fun, and there's a lot of fun ways you can make these. You can, once coconut milk comes back, you know, after day 16, you can bring that back, and you can make some real creamy, fun kinds of popsicles. So you definitely get yourself some popsicle molds, because you guys all want desserts. I hear you asking me for those every day. So stay tuned for Thursday. Thursday is dessert day. And so we're having ice cream and chocolate for breakfast, because life is too short, right? Yes, Shauna. All right. So let me go ahead. I want to demo. I don't know if I can put this screen to where you all can see it. Hopefully you guys can see that. So this is a mandolin, and this is, let's see. I am going to choose the smaller one. There's 2 sizes. As you can see, there's the little ones, there's the big ones, little big. And you can decide. So I cut my bell peppers, I cut my carrots, I cut my onions. What else do I make? Vegetables, sometimes mushrooms. I will throw mushrooms in there if I have extra mushrooms. But what I'm going to do, so this will save you a boatload of time and money too. So I'm going to use the small one. The reason why I'm going to use the small one is because I'm going to do my onions. And if you guys have ever heard me talk, I often recommend having vegetables at every meal when at all possible. So if there's a way to add vegetables to my breakfast, which is for me is usually eggs, you know, adding a handful of onions or a handful of bell peppers to my frying pan before I put my eggs in there, now I have onions and bell peppers with my eggs. It tastes really good. I've added some nutrition, and it didn't take me any time because I've already got it pre-done. What I do is I chop everything up and then I put it in the freezer. So I'll take a handful of the onions, put it in the frying pan, and it cooks and it's fine and it works great. So I will do, like I said, onions, bell peppers, carrots, and sometimes mushrooms. And I also freeze my spinach as well. I'll buy those big bags or big containers of organic spinach. But I'm one person, I'm not going to go through that, you know, before it goes bad. So I'll take half of it, make salads with it that week. And the other half I put in the freezer. You put it in a freezer bag and then you can squish it. And it cuts it itself. And then I can add that to my frying pan with my eggs and onions and bell peppers. Now I have basically a vegetable omelet. And it took me 0 time. It took me 1 second to go to my freezer and pour it into my pan and put it back in the freezer. And then it starts to cook. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to show you guys how fast this works. I cut up 1 onion, and I'm going to say 2 minutes. And I'm including the time it took me to wash the knife and the cutting board. So this is just 1 single onion. If you have a larger family, you might want to cut more than 1. This is going to last me for a little bit. So if anybody wants to be my timing person, do I have a volunteer? Anybody? Yes, Shauna's going to help me. All right, so let's just see how long this takes. Are you ready? No, she's ready. All right, on your marks, get set and go. So here I'm just gonna pop it down. I did have to cut them in smaller pieces because a whole slice wouldn't fit. But again, it took me less than 2 minutes. And again, that included the cleanup. I like these smaller size because they cook faster. So, and because I use this for breakfast a lot. But now I can also use this for my meal prep. So if I'm going to make that Italian stew, because I had the turkey and I had the marinara sauce, and maybe I had some zucchini in the refrigerator too. I have enough stuff to make my Italian stew. I also have onions and bell peppers I can add to that as well. And it's already cut. I don't have to take time. So even on meal prep day, which for me is on Sundays, I don't have to sit and chop all Sunday and ruin my whole Sunday. My rule for myself is no more than an hour in the kitchen, and I can usually do my whole meal prep for my week in about 45 minutes because I've done this in advance. Okay, time.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
Okay, so about a minute. Now, what I'm gonna do next, let me show you guys. By the way, silicone bags are another good option. I recommend those because you can reuse them. And as you can see, this is my bell pepper, so I'm not going to do bell peppers tonight. But if you figure about a minute per onion, if you're doing a couple of onions and you do a couple, I imagine it would be similar to the same time for your bell peppers. 5 minutes, you can have a whole lot of stuff chopped. I'm stopping and I'm talking right now. So that's what my bell peppers looks like. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my, because I was almost out. I knew I was going to do this for you guys tonight. So I will have some new onions for whatever I'm going to make in the next few weeks. I don't do this, but maybe once a month. I don't cook every single night. I do sometimes go out, and I cook for just myself typically. So I don't go through a lot. So obviously it's going to take you guys a little more time if you're cooking all of your meals at home and you have a larger family. So let me put this away. Now, a few weeks ago, you want to save even more time. Now, this will not save you money, but it will definitely save you time. Several weeks ago, I was at the store and I just was not feeling well, and I knew I was low on my bell peppers. So you can buy them already pre-chopped and cut up ready to go. So on meal prep day, and they have, like, they're called recipe starters. So and some of them already have onions in it. Some of them already have, celery. That's the other one that I always have chopped celery in my freezer. And again, you guys should always, when should you have it? Always, in your freezer. So in a pinch, you can pull something out. You can make yourself some eggs. You can make yourself some sauteed spinach with the bell peppers, with onions, all of that stuff. So there will always be, and I have bags of frozen broccoli. I have my cauliflower rice in there. Always want to have that in there. So you always have a vegetable. And then on the other side, I have all my proteins, and they're individually wrapped. So I can pull out a piece of fish, and I can pull out a piece of chicken, or I can pull out some shrimp, and that'll defrost within an hour or so. And I always have a dinner, because a lot of times you make a chicken dish and someone else in your household ate it, or it went bad, or oops, I forgot I ate it last night. Now what am I going to do? You always have a backup plan. So having that backup plan is super, super important. All right, so let me get that back in the freezer. All right, so does anybody have any questions? So even add a whole minute to wash this. And by the way, this is dishwasher friendly. So it might even take literally 2 seconds to put it in the dishwasher. So you got to count for that time. This is the part people don't like usually about cooking. But these are not, some of the tools are difficult to wash, but this is not one of them. Oh, and my list, we also need, I recommend, my roommate is going to help us with this one this week, but also an ice cream maker, because you can, the sky is the limit as far as the different creations you can make. Air fryer or Instapot, there's plenty of YouTube recipes that Google, that you can get some good recipes on there. Also, my roommate makes her own almond milk, and it's not just almond milk. She can make cashew milk, nut buttermilk. When you go to the grocery store and you go to the refrigerated section and you pick up an almond milk or a coconut milk or cashew milk, and you look at some of the ingredients, there's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of stuff in there. So if you're making your own, and she does nothing. She just puts the stuff in there and she basically walks away. So it's really not hard to do. But those are some things that you might want to consider as tools. The garage is full of tools. The guys have all the tools in the garage, and hopefully they're making us something with it. But we can, if there's a man in the house and we're cooking, we're cooking for them, right? So they shouldn't mind if we spend a couple of bucks on some really cool tools. This shouldn't cost too much at all. They're less than 20 bucks. Definitely worth it. This thing also slices and dices. You can make shredded zucchini, which I do. I'll make shredded zucchini and I will freeze that. And that goes real good in a lot of different recipes. Your Italian stew, just anything, any kind of stir fry. Just lots of different, you can slice. Careful, these are really, really sharp. Really sharp. But you can slice with this. It just makes your life so easy. If you have everything pre-sliced, pre-diced, pre-cut, even on meal prep day, you're not sitting in the kitchen cutting a bunch of stuff. So with that, I will open it up to any questions. Does anybody have any thoughts or questions or comments? Or any other tools that you guys have that you love?
Excellent. tip on the spinach. I don't know why I didn't think of it. I throw spinach away almost every week.
Yeah, and it's so fun. It's like bubble wrap. You know how fun it is to pop bubble wrap?
Yes,
So
yeah.
you put your spinach in a bag, and once it freezes, you just squish it up. And if I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's already like finely chopped. And as you can see, if you buy frozen spinach, which you can do, you want to save time. But if you bought a big thing of organic spinach, you want to use it all. It doesn't clump like the frozen spinach in the grocery store. I shake this on the frying pan, and it just, the pan is hot. It's got a little cooking spray. And then now I have spinach and eggs for breakfast.
It's excellent tip. I don't know why I never thought of that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Thoughts, feelings, comments? Any other
I
tools?
just want to thank you for your mandolin. I forgot I had one.
Oh,
I've been like hand cutting everything, and I'm like, thanks, Tim.
that's a pain. Yeah, that's good. You know what's funny? Dr. Infantino actually got me this. We did a Secret Santa one Christmas. We worked in the office together, so we all pulled names for Secret Santa. And he got me this, and I said, I'm going to use this in a video for the group calls. And here I am. But I didn't use it for like 3 or 4 months because I didn't know how to use it. And that you learn nothing else, just start. We get so scared because I don't know how to work it. Pull it out of the box. Let's just start there, and then try to assemble it. Or go to YouTube and see how to use a mandolin. And all of a sudden you start clicking things and moving things and like, oh, this is not hard at all. I was afraid because I'd never used one before. And so we get afraid and intimidated by some of these gadgets. But just start, just try, just start. So, and boy, once you do, it's addictive. You want to cut everything. Like, what else can I make? What else? What else can I chop up and freeze? Because now I have a freezer full of chopped up something, and I'm gonna make some really good dinner. Awesome. Anybody have any other questions? Doesn't have to be on meal prep.
Tammy, what would you use for instead of pasta? I know you can't have pasta. What do you use in place of it?
Yep. Hold on. Because we are having pasta on Wednesday. I buy the It's Skinny from Amazon. And there's all kinds of things. So there's angel hair, there's spaghetti, and there's fettuccine. So whatever mood you're in, angel hair, and they also have a rosso, which I used already from my box. But it's, I don't know, $20-25, but you get like 5 of them. Yeah. And this is several meals. I mean, this is several, and it's already cooked. So you don't even have to cook it. You might want to rinse it. I don't even rinse it. I just drain it, and then I throw it in the pan, and I cook with the sauce is already simmering. I put it in the pan. All you need to do is warm it, and that's your pasta substitute.
What is it made with?
It's made with konjac flour. So it's basically a fiber. Now there's another one that you can buy on Amazon too. It's called Palmini, and it's made with hearts of palm. And I like it, but I like this one better because this has no flavor until it's whatever sauce you put on it. The Palmini has it's good, but it doesn't work with every sauce. So it's kind of a tart. So if you're doing like a lemon butter with seafood, then it would work really wonderful because it's tart, like lemony kind of ish. I don't know how to describe it. But if for a spaghetti sauce, it's a little on the weird side, but a lot of people love it. There's another one on the market called Miracle Noodles, and then there's another one on the market called Miracle Noodles made with egg, and those actually are pretty good, and that's going to be a good protein. So if you can find that, just look at your ingredients before you buy it. And if it's konjac flour, see, technically we're not going to do any flours like coconut flour, almond flour, cassava flour. All those flours are lower glycemic and a really good choice. But Dr. Infantino says they are a bit processed, so we're going to save those for after the first 12 weeks. At least give yourself 8 weeks of none of those processed things. But this one is pretty good. This one will do it.
Did you get that on Amazon?
Yeah.
Is that the variety pack?
Yeah, it's a variety. So it gave me a couple of spaghettis, a couple angel hair. Well, I forget the ratio, but it's spaghetti, angel hair, and fettuccine, and a rosso, which is like a rice. And I made that last week with my pesto. It was delicious. It was just so good. Oh, one other tip I would suggest. I don't know if it was this one or the other one. I think it was the Miracle Noodles. If it's meal prep, if you're making meal prep, I would not add the noodles until you're ready to sit down and eat it. Because after they sat for like a week, like spaghetti sauce, you know how it's been sitting in the fridge for a few days, it's better almost because the flavors have kind of blended, I guess. But the noodles got a little bit weird. So let your sauce be in your fridge if that's your meal prep, and then pull this out and warm it as needed. I mean, I'm gonna make this on Wednesday, and you'll see, but she and I are gonna consume, I'm making her lunch, so. And if you guys wanna come to Phoenix, come over for lunch, you can join me. Just let me know so I have enough shrimp.
I'm not a big pasta eater, but when I eat pasta, I prefer it with cheese. I don't like red sauce or whatever. Maria, how do you say it? Maria.
Marinara.
Yeah, I don't like that. So there's not a cheese substitute that you recommend, is there?
Yes.
Okay.
Sort of. There's a product called nutritional yeast. I don't know if you could hear it or not, but she's asking about a cheese substitute. Nutritional yeast is kind of a substitute, or can, flavor-wise, can be a substitute for like a Parmesan. So that,
You just add that a skinny and it would be good.
some people like it, some people don't like it. I just tried it and it's not bad. I haven't tried it in food because I was debating whether to, because I'm still calculating what I'm actually going to do on Wednesday. So I knew I bought some and I tried it with my finger and I'm like, oh, it's not bad. I've had one, I used to sell it at my vitamin store. And I had one of my clients tell me it tastes like feet. And I've had a lot of people tell me they love it and they're so happy. And it's really great for vegans because it's not a dairy product and we don't want to do dairy right now anyway, because it's also a very good source of your vitamin B's. And vegans tend to be a little short on that because they're cutting out that food group of meats and, you know, proteins, which is where you're going to get a lot of your vitamin B's.
Actually, Parmesan cheese tastes like, smells like beef.
Well, there you have it, folks.
That's right.
Colleen is watching, and Heidi, welcome in, guys. Glad to have you. I'm so happy you're here. I got 3 different cameras going, so I'm live on Facebook, so people can join. It's just that they can't talk. If they type a question, I'm not sure if I'll see it or not. So anyway, so yeah.
Someone was asking about cashew cheese. Was that?
Look at your ingredients list. It's good. I've tried it. It's a lot of time it's made with a casein protein, which is a very difficult to digest. And I asked Dr. Infantino, is there a cheese that you recommend? And he said, I haven't found one that I love yet. Not saying they're not out there. New products come on the market every single day. But some of the vegan cheeses aren't bad. They do get melty, and so that's pretty good. So you can try maybe a cashew cheese. If you look at the ingredients, it might have a casein protein in it. But again, casein is the hardest one to digest. Anybody else?
Tammy,
Yes?
today is my 90th day on the program.
90. Wow. Woohoo. Go. 90. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
How are you feeling?
I feel great, and I just want to keep everybody encouraged because my mindset has changed so much from week 1 to week 7 to week 12. Now I no longer desire the food that I want so bad, and I just couldn't wait to get back to food. But now it's like, I don't really need those. I don't really need them. I don't really.
That's thank you so much for sharing that. And you've been such a joy to work with, and it shows your participation. You're here at so many of these group calls. Participation is so important. And those are, it seems to me, the people that do the best in the program are the ones participating. I know you guys can't make it to all the calls. And I know a lot of you only can watch the recorded calls. And I know a lot of you only watch them, but at least you're watching them, because that's, I think, the most, it's not so much that my information is great, it's more so just keeping your head in the game and being reminded of, oh, that's right, and oh, it's just, what you feed your mind is as important as what you feed your body. So if you're hearing me talk, or someone else on YouTube that you like to listen to, or your favorite podcast, just get that stuff in your head, listen to these doctors and gurus and health experts and weight loss experts and gut and liver experts, and there's so many good ones out there. I have a list. I believe I put it in the travel section for list of podcasts and audibles for traveling, but you don't have to be traveling to sit down and listen to these gurus while you're cleaning your house or doing the dishes or folding laundry. You keep getting that stuff in your head, you're going to learn something new. Or it'll be a reminder, like, oh yeah, asparagus, that's really good for, uric acid, or whatever. You learn these cool things. We don't remember them all, but just keeping your head in the game. So you did the work. You did the work. You suited up and you showed up.
Thank you so much, Coach Tammy. I just think you're the best.
Oh, aw, shucks.
Congratulations, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate your participation and being here. Again, tomorrow I'll be going through more of the must-haves and snacks. I'm going to go over a lot of snack ideas, and we'll have a snack. And again, if you're in the Phoenix area, stop by. So that will be tomorrow, and then Thursday will be the dessert day, and then Wednesday, of course, I'm not doing a PowerPoint. I'll go over everything, but fewer details on Wednesday. But I'll still review all the things, all the parts, so that you guys won't miss anything. So, and come with questions if you have any, or if you think of something, write it down and come to another call and join me then. Oh, Belinda showed up too. All right, guys. Well, you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Thanks for showing.